Welcome to Ramblings with Joe. A recent short on Facebook, a reel if you will, gave me an interesting conversation, and although the argument fell apart by the other party very quickly, I found out that they were definitely indoctrinated into partisan politics. Additionally, they were adhering to some very individual practices of divisiveness. This is that story. I was asking them about a socialist success story. And initially what they said was the European Union. Well, I found that a little bit ridiculous. That's just a jumble of different countries and a jumble of different kinds of, governance. Also, the fella, his nickname was PD something. He responded by blocking me eventually. But he did list a bunch of other countries. I'm going to list them now. Here we go. First, he started with the Scandinavia countries, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland. And they're known as the Nordic success stories. But actually, they gave up socialism for a more indirect style of social programs. And those social programs are all supported by capitalism. So the capitalists are still supporting the socialists. And then there's Germany. He claimed that it was a social democratic party, had a lot of influence. They have some. Again, they're trying to change it. But the truth is, Germany is a very capitalist country. And any socialist program in Germany is supported by the capitalists of Germany. Then PD moved on to France. The Socialist Party has held significant power advocating for social justice and wealth redistribution. Again, majority capitalist country with socialist programs, supported by capitalists. Then we moved on to Spain and Portugal. Strong socialist parties, he says. Again, parties, not government. And yes, they do have some influence there, but these countries are parliamentary with strong monarchies. They have a strong capitalist economy, which again has to support the socialist programs. And then he moved on to the United Kingdom. The Labour Party promotes democratic socialist ideals focusing on social welfare and public services. Again, market-driven, parliamentary, I don't know how to say that word very well, parliamentary government. Capitalism is hard at work in that country, and it's supporting all of their social programs. PD seemed to think I don't understand the difference between socialism and communism. Although I do see the distinct similarities and differences, neither have had a success as a government. As I continued to inquire with PD and try and figure out where we were heading in this conversation, which I thought was going to eventually have some actual governments bought up, he blocked me. Well, first he called me Q-bait, which I didn't know what that was, so I had to look it up. It's not nice. It's not nice in any form of politics. It's not nice at all. Basically, what he's saying is that I am doing these podcasts. I think this is what he's saying. I don't know his, motives, to bring homosexual activity into my hemisphere, which is ridiculous. I don't care if you're homosexual, but I'm not one. You do what you want. I'm going to do what I want. I don't think PD's a bad person. I do believe he's probably trolling me or debating in bad faith, but as soon as he was called out on these things, he bailed, and he bailed hard. He blocked me. We can disagree. We can disagree without screaming at each other. We can disagree without being aggressive with each other. And we can disagree without being divisive. Disagreement just means that you have one take on politics and I have another. And that's okay. I would like to address some of the other comments that he put to me. I'm an old white guy. It's true, I am. It's the ability for the left and the people with the intent to divide that will always play to the weak, argumentative, the weak-minded, and that's what they're doing. And what you need to ask yourself is the person who you're interacting with, do they have ill intent or just a difference of opinion? Because there's a big difference. I have a difference of opinion with PD. I don't wish any ill harm to him, and I don't wish any ill harm to anybody in our country. I do think that as a whole, what we need to do is stop being played by our parties. The left and the right are playing you against each other. We need to open our eyes. We need to start communicating with a single person, not categorizing and lumping them all into one category. I'm not a member of an old white guy group. I'm just me. I just got old. I'm going to get a little bit older, I hope. I hope that I can get a lot older. That doesn't mean my opinions are any less significant or any less important. They're my opinions, not the opinions of, well, tonight I was accused of being a Republican. Definitely not a Republican. I expect that soon I'll start being accused of being a Democrat. Definitely not a Democrat. I'm just me. I am a libertarian. I'm not a member of the Libertarian Party because I think they strayed away from their values. I think that during this last presidential campaign, they left libertarian behind and became status quo politicians. So I walked away. Happily. I'm okay with that. You go be you. I'm going to stay over here and I'm going to be me. I like me. It's a good time being me. I'm a happy guy. I'm recording this the night before. I'm an old white guy drinking a chai latte. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care. Be gay. Do whatever you want. Find someone who wants to be with you. Don't force me to be with you. I'm me. I'm married. I'm heterosexual. I like who I am. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I'm not ashamed of being an old white guy. I didn't have anything to do with all of the injustices that happened prior to my generation, during my generation, or the generations to come. I'm just me. And I'm doing the best that I can for my family and the people around me. And hopefully I can build a better community while I do it. I was really hoping that I could have a good conversation tonight, but it didn't happen. Instead, the person that I thought was going to be a good conversationalist got ugly, called me names, and left. You're a weak debater. You had weak arguments, and instead of standing there and thinking about it and talking with me about it, you bailed. I call that cowardice. It's just my opinion. Also, I could be wrong. Perhaps PD is one of the strongest motivational speakers in America. I don't know. I don't know him, her, them. I don't know them. PD is no longer communicating with me. Probably lasted about 15 minutes. It was promising on my end. I was really looking forward to a very invigorating debate, discussion, argument, whatever you want to call it. And I was hoping we could walk away and shake hands, in a computer sort of way. I'd really like to have some guests on here, but every time I approach somebody to be a guest, they find a reason not to do it. I'm not talking about in real life. I'm talking about people on the internet. I use a program. It's called Detail, and I can send anybody a link and they become a guest. You don't even have to have a great microphone. I have microphone, compressing software that can make just about anybody sound good. Maybe one of these socialists will take up the charge and come on the show and have a discussion with me. I am not the most knowledgeable guy in America. I'm not the most knowledgeable guy, the most knowledgeable person in this house by far. We have cats that might be more knowledgeable than me. This is Baggy. He's my buddy. He snuggles up next to me. Well, he used to snuggle up next to my beard. However, I've started using a new beard balm, and he doesn't like it, so now he just lays on my lap. I'm a dog guy, but the wife's a cat person, so I'm a cat person. And I like our pets. They're family, just like your dog's a family, just like, if you have cats, your cats are family. They're not working cats. I don't live on a farm. I live in the suburbs, so they're pets and family. I have had working cats when I lived in the country. This is not one. This is the rambling part of Ramblings with Joe. I don't think everybody that likes socialism is a bad person. I do think they're misled, but that's because I have a different opinion about socialism. It's not a life-changing opinion for any of us because we have very little control over the politics in our respective countries. Right now I'm having a discussion with someone, I believe she's from the UK. I believe it's a she. You can never tell online. The idea that you would get so mad at somebody that you have to part ways thinking that this is an enemy and a bad person is just kind of beyond me. Do I think that your opinions are wrong? Yes. Do I think you love your family? Of course. Do I think that you think your opinions are the best for your community? Well, yeah, you do think that, just like I think my opinions are. Doesn't mean I hate you. I keep getting the feeling that the people who block and argue with me, I think they've got a lot of hate, a lot of discontentment. Definitely not a lot of chai latte. Had a rough day yesterday. Had a really good day right up until the end, helping someone in need. But sometimes, no matter how much you help, the end result falls apart. That's what happened. The end result fell apart. We'll have to do it again. Some chores have to be done twice before they're finished. And that's kind of life, you know? You just kind of, what do you say? Wash, rinse, repeat over and over and over again. And you grab little snatches of life that you love, the parts of life that you really enjoy. And if you're lucky, if you're wonderfully lucky enough to do something to earn your money that you thoroughly enjoy, you can go through life with a smile on, even when you're working. And that's me. So when you're debating me on the internet, when you're debating me in person, when you're yelling at me, I tend to walk away. I don't need that in my life. But if you're having a conversation with me, and it can be heated, that doesn't mean we have to get loud and aggressive or ugly. Keep in mind, I accept that what you're saying is what you think is right. And you accept what I'm saying is what I think is right. We have to stop. We have to take a couple steps back. We have to look at each other and realize if we're being played or not. Because I think you're awesome. I think that for the most part, most people are good. I think there are some mean, ugly, grifting, manipulative jerks that are just out to stir the pot. That's not me. I'm not stirring the pot. I'm just having a little bit of fun doing a podcast. That's all I'm doing. Hopefully one day one of you will accept my invite and come on here and have a chat with me. Hopefully. Until then, I hope you have a great day. I hope you go out, and even when you're having a deep discussion with somebody, you can look across and you can say, this person's a good person. And hopefully that person's a good person. And you can respect them. And when you disagree and you walk away still in disagreement, you can see that for what it is. I'm going to go downstairs and edit this video and snuggle up next to the woman I love. I hope that you can do the same. I hope that you find peace, love, and dream. Until next time, see you around.